The MacBook Neo is everything I always wanted my iPad to be. And honestly, the iPad was never the problem. I was. So this is my M1 iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard, and when I bought it 2 years ago, I mainly wanted to use it for casual productivity tasks like browsing, writing scripts, and replying to emails. And when it comes to watching content or gaming on it, those were never really my main reason for getting an iPad because A, I don't really play games, and B, when I watch something, I usually end up just watching it on my phone. So basically tasks that felt like overkill to do on my MacBook Pro, but a little too limited to do on my iPhone. And don't get me wrong, this M1 iPad Pro is more than capable of doing all those tasks that I mentioned, but something about the form factor with the Magic Keyboard and the iPad OS, I never really reached for naturally, if that makes sense. It always felt a little forced to grab my iPad to send emails or even write my scripts. So eventually, I would start using the iPad less and less for productivity stuff, and I would either end up using the MacBook Pro or just do it on my iPhone instead. I did think about getting the MacBook Air since it is a smaller version of the MacBook Pro that would be able to handle all those tasks that I mentioned, but spending $1,000 also felt like an overkill. So yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit more about price because basically what I wanted was a slimmed down version of the MacBook Pro for portability and light productivity, and my ideal budget was around $500 to $600 range. And the closest thing I found was this used M1 iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard for $600 off of Facebook Marketplace. But obviously, Apple recently decided to drop this MacBook Neo priced at $600. So initially, I bought the baseline model in the new neon color for my full review, which you can check out on my channel. But after reviewing it, I realized that I really loved it, so I spent an extra $100 for a fingerprint scanner and the extra storage. It's still like $400 less than the cheapest MacBook Air you can get right now, and it can handle almost everything that my iPad can do, but better. There are two main things that the MacBook Neo really scratched that itch for me that the iPad couldn't. First is the keyboard and the typing experience. I know it's not completely fair comparing the 11-inch iPad with a 13-inch MacBook Neo, but the Magic Keyboard on the iPad always felt a little too crammed if I typed for any longer than like 10 minutes, which is completely fine for short emails or even like brainstorming ideas. But again, the main issue was that I didn't really want to use it over the MacBook Pro or even my iPhone. I also didn't love this soft rubber-like texture on the keyboard that left a lot of fingerprints. And I'll be honest, I started using the iPad way more when I got this Moft folio case, not sponsored by the way, because it's much lighter and better for watching content, but I'll get to that a little bit later. I can also see this not being much of an issue if I had the new M4 or M5 13-inch iPad with the new aluminum Magic Keyboard, but then now we're looking at spending over $1,500 for the setup. But the MacBook Neo, on the other hand, is a completely different story. First off, it has a full-size keyboard that's basically the same size as my MacBook Pro, while also feeling and sounding pretty identical too. I guess one downside is that it doesn't have any backlights, so it can be a little tough to work really late at night, but it really hasn't bothered me too much. Okay, so the second thing that the MacBook Neo has that the iPad doesn't is obviously the full-fledged macOS experience. I don't know about you, but I never really enjoyed multitasking on the iPad OS. Like, I know the new iPad OS 26 has windowed apps, but I don't know, it just feels right to use apps in full screen on the iPad. And I know there are people who can be productive on their iPads. And like I said, I was essentially looking for a mini version of the MacBook Pro. And I think part of that is because of the familiarity with the Mac OS. And by that, I mean specifically when it comes down to productivity workflow. I use my MacBook Pro connected to an external monitor for all my work, and I'm just more comfortable with the Mac OS workflow when it comes to productivity. Multitasking obviously feels more fluid and natural. Downloading and dragging files is just second nature, especially compared to the iPad OS. And I think that's what it really comes down to as to why I reach for the Neo more naturally than I do with the iPad. And I'm sure if I really wanted to develop the workflow with an iPad OS, I could, but I guess I never felt like it was worth the time. So again, iPad is obviously not the issue here because it can do everything that I'm talking about, like multitasking, file transfers, replying to emails and all that, but it really has to do with the experience of the Magic Keyboard, and the iPad OS just wasn't something that I really liked using. With that said though, I'm still keeping my iPad because there is one thing that the iPad is much better at than the MacBook Neo. Although the MacBook Neo might be the perfect casual laptop companion to my MacBook Pro at home, if I'm traveling, I definitely don't need to carry around 2 laptops. And I'll always pick MacBook Pro as my main workhorse over the Neo. So that means that when I'm traveling, the iPad becomes a much better companion to my MacBook Pro. First off, since you can detach it from the Magic Keyboard, it becomes much lighter than the MacBook Neo. The Neo weighs about 2.7 pounds, while my 11-inch iPad weighs about a third of it at just over a pound. This matters a lot, especially since I want to have my backpack as light as possible. The iPad also has a noticeably better display than the Neo. It's got a higher pixel density, a wider color range, and a smoother 120Hz refresh rate, which is basically better for all the things that I need my travel companion device to do, like watching shows or movies on a plane, or even using it as an external display when I'm editing videos. If you didn't know, you can easily turn your iPad into an external display to your MacBook, which honestly has been better than having a separate portable monitor. Okay, so where does that leave me? Because somehow I ended up with 3 devices that all have a pretty specific job and won't be just sitting in the corner collecting dust. The Neo has become my go-to device at home for casual tasks I expected the iPad to be. The MacBook Pro is still my main workhorse, and the iPad, it's found its place too, just not for the reason I originally bought it for. It's still one of the best ways to watch YouTube or movies, and can technically function as a portable display too. So anyway, I'll be going to Korea in the next few days to visit my family for 2 weeks, and I'll be bringing my MacBook Pro and the iPad, and the MacBook Neo will be staying home. So make of that what you will. So this is James in Korea right now, and I wanted to show you that I'm using my MacBook Pro and iPad as I'm editing this video. Almost done with it actually, and it's working great, so didn't lie, and it's working good. But let me know in the comments, do you also have a MacBook Neo and an iPad? How are you using them? But that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye now.